Hello and welcome to Dean Park. This is the second in my series of the fleet review videos, and in this video I'm going to be focusing on my Type 3 locomotives. The first of my 37s in the spotlight is this 37025 Inverness TMD, and this is a 370 subclass, and these were outshopped with split head codes, as you can see, and the kind of domino effect there. This was to allow a connecting gangway door from the nose of the loco to the adjoining loco when running double headed, but these were rarely used and plated over. They turned out to be very drafty actually for the driver, so they were really a design that was flawed and then phased out in the later batches. There's always a loco that you want in your fleet. From very early on I wanted 025 Inverness TMD. I saw it at the Diesel Gala Day at Bowness in 2010 when it had just been repainted and it looked superb. So I hunted down this Rails of Sheffield exclusive on eBay. I paid a pretty sum for it, but it came pristine, unused, and I was really happy with the purchase. It's had some running issues since, which I've had to address, but it's running well now. It joined the fleet in 2017 and really did tick a big box as to one of the 37s I'd longed for a while. This one carries the incorrect BR double arrow, which was repainted incorrectly in the 90s, but was subsequently corrected. This makes the loco unique and a collector's item. The next loco on the tracks is this stunning example of Dunrobin Castle, 37114. It's a release in 2018 from Mickleover Model Railway Group, and I was lucky enough to reserve and snap one of these up. It's a future collector's item for sure. What makes it unique is it's the first time Bachmann have released this loco in the livery with no high intensity headlamp. As you can see from the plated over doors there, it's not been fixed. In saying that, the Bachmann 37 is an ageing model, and where it really falls down is the buffer beam. The standard detail out the box is rubbish. What I've done with this one, I've drilled extra holes and fitted some spare pipes and hoses from other Bachmann locos to rectify this shortcoming, and it now looks stunning with a full array of pipework. It also tries to hide the one-piece Bachmann plough that they seem to supply now, whereas on previous 37s from an earlier age they had a three-piece plough which was far superior to this one. If you're fitting the plough, just bear in mind that the jumper cable on the right hand side there needs bent outwards slightly to the front of the loco to avoid it being fouled on curves by the plough. This logo is an absolute stunner. The 37 just wears the large logo so well, and being typically Scottish, I couldn't help myself but snap one of these up. The final 37.0 that I'm going to showcase in this fleet review is the attractive looking rail freight distribution liveried grain flow, and its number is 37068. This was a Model Rail magazine exclusive, which I picked up in 2015. It's not often used on the layout because it's at the very cusp of my era that I run, and until I get a nicely newly tooled Class 91 from Hornby, if you're listening, this loco probably won't be featuring as often as it could do, because it is around about the era of the 91s, etc., and the Swallow livery. It's a cracking model. Centre high intensity lamp there with the split head codes. The head codes are not dominoed, which gives it a unique feel because it's the only one in my fleet that's like that. And the paintwork and the application of the livery from Bachmann is absolutely first class. It's a stunning model and one to keep. Moving on to the 37-4s, these were electrically train heated fitted locos for work on passenger services, predominantly in the Scottish regions, especially on the West Highland line. Now, this particular example joined the fleet in 2017, and it's an absolute stunner, 37401 Mary Queen of Scots, and as soon as I see a loco with the Eastfield Scotty dog on it, I can't help myself, I've got to have it. Now, whilst a stunning model and a good example of the Bachmann 37, there are some decoration issues that I'd like to highlight. The black band that should run along the top of the cab windows is extremely thin to non-existent on this model. Bachmann had faced some criticism regarding this, but they said it should be like that. But if you look at photographs, it really should be a little bit thicker around the top of the windows. I also had some issues with poor overspray and just a fuzzy hazed line between the black and the yellow around the corners here and between the window panes. So it's not one of Bachmann's finest decorated 37s. Hopefully they've addressed it with future releases. As with many, it suffers from lack of buffer beam detail, which on this loco I've not fitted at all just now because I sometimes run it double headed, so it requires couplers at both ends. The next 37-4 in the fleet is 410 Aluminium 100. It comes in the stunning large logo livery with Eastfield Terrier emblem on the side. It also has the blacked out domino head code, which I think really suits the 37 in this livery. This particular loco was seen working passenger and freight workings around the Scottish region in the 1980s. This particular 37-4, which is named Highland Region, was the first 37 in my fleet, and it was also the first sound fitted loco that I went for Dean Park. At the time, believe it or not, it cost £160, which was a huge amount for a loco back in 2013-14. I did snap this up just at the very end of its production run, so I think I got a bit of discount at Hatton's on this one actually. It's a stunner. One of Bachmann's finest examples of the 37 enlarged logo. It's got the Inverness TMD stag motif on the side of the cab there. The detail is stunning, the paintwork is crisp, the detail that has been fitted to the buffer beam is standard. I'm going to upgrade it as I did with 114. I since had the sound reblown to Lego Man Biffle, and it's a brilliant sounding loco, and I'll fire it up just now and let you hear it. .37418 is the last of my 37.4 subclass. This is named the Gaelic Association. The nameplate on it is in Gaelic, but I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. This one has blacked out domino head codes, and it's got a unique feature where the black nose extends over into the grills at the side of the cab, as you can see. It also wears the Highland Rail stag on the number 2 end cab side, and it's fully sound fitted from the factory, and it was as part of the Highlander pack. The sound decoder in this is a Bachmann Select, which means it's not a full fat V4 lock sound. It sounds very similar, but it's got less functions. However, it's pretty good, and I've no plans to change it. Problem with the Select ones is you can't reblow them. The final 37 in the Dean Park fleet was one of the earliest ones that I actually purchased, and this is the 37692, the Lass of Ballochmyle, which is associated to Rabbie Burns, and it's an attractive coal subsector livery. This runs well with the hopper wagons that I've got, but can also be seen on general freight duties and even sometimes hauling passenger trains. Being an earlier 37 release from Bachmann, it actually has sprung cab doors, which I don't know why they did away with these things. Okay, they're fairly pointless in the respect of use, but it's a nice little addition to have if you want to have a driver hanging out the door. But obviously Bachmann, for maybe production or cost reasons have omitted this detail from future releases. It has the 3-piece split snowplough that I touched on earlier. This is far superior to the 1-piece supplied nowadays. It allows you to fit the ploughs to both ends, but all you do for the end that's got the coupler is you omit the centre part of the plough, which is ideal. It looks good, even running light engine. I've not fitted any pipework to the front of this. It's not a loco that's used often on the layout, it's more of a display. It has slight running issues now, which I'll have to address. But every time I've got a bit of late 80s, early 90s running, this loco is sure to make an appearance. Bachmann, as always, have made an absolute stunning effort of the two-tone grey subsector livery, and the orange cantrail that runs along the top, down the side and below the cab windows is crisply picked out. The reason I got this loco is purely because it is linked in some way to Scotland, and obviously me modelling the Scottish era, I snapped this one up. enjoyed that video. If you have, why not check out one of my earlier videos? Or if you'd like something from the Network South East region, click on Richard from Everard Junction. The links are on the screen.